So Sri Lanka has produced valuable researchers throughout the years, but turning those ideas into real-world solution has often become a challenge. A step towards addressing this came with the launch of the National Initiative for the Commercialization of Research and Development, or in short term NIRDC, under the President's Office. As a part of this initiative, certificates were presented for 9 selected projects with more than 227 million allocated to support research that is ready to move beyond the laboratory and into practical use. So, to talk about the thinking beyond NIRDC and its importance to the country, we are joined here today by Senior Advisor to the President on Science and Technology, Professor Gomika Udugamasooriya. Professor, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Professor, let me start by asking you this. So, what was the core problem in Sri Lanka's research ecosystem that led to the creation of NIRDC?
Yeah, so the main problem in Sri Lankan R&D sector is there are a lot of research happening, but that's been not connected to the economy. So that's why we actually created this National Initiative for Research and Development Commercialization Unit under the President's Secretary. And even we established it there because we have to coordinate with all the ministries. So the research is also being scattered through various ministries, research institutes, universities. So we wanted to coordinate them. So that's why this unit has been created, especially for near completed research and take it all the way to the commercialization.
Professor, we see now that in Sri Lanka, we have produced a large number of academic research over the years. How does NIRDC specifically bridge the long-standing gap between research output and real-world commercial application?
Yes, actually, we have great brains. So in academia, there are a lot of great research happening, but again, the same problem. So those research has not been connected to the economy or social well-being. Both are there. In developed countries like US and other places, within the university also there are units, departments called intellectual property transfer officers or technology transfer officers. So those are mainly for taking this research building up within these different departments and then connected it to the commercialization. So in Sri Lanka, a few years back, that type of units have been established, but they also struggling with a lot of problems. So again, this unit, we invite all the researchers in the academia also, who has done completed or near completed research that has a higher commercialization potential. Then we actually have a very strong application review process. They can also get funded. There's no difference between academic research versus the company or private sector research or anything. We open this for any research that is coming to the near completion or completion, and then we are going to help them going forward. So our review process is not separated for each different where it comes, universities or whatever. So especially we want to, in the future, we want to get more applications from universities, so then we can really support. Actually, if you look at US type systems, they have very specific mechanisms called small business or SBIR or STTR mechanisms. What they do is they purposefully fund both academic and commercial component together. So they separate like 40% to the academic side, 60% to the company side, like that. The reason for that is exactly bridging this university research into the commercialization. So we are going to further develop these kind of, we are doing the same thing but in a more aligned way in the future.
So as we discussed earlier, 9 projects were selected. They were worth over 2.2 billion. So, what made these projects stand out, and what does this tell about the direction Sri Lanka's innovation economy is heading?
Okay, so first of all, I want to make a clarification. When we select these proposals, we set up a very unbiased, stringent application review process. Again, similar to the process happening in US and other developed countries. So we have 5-step review process. Every application goes through that. There are 2 steps for technology and scientific merit evaluation, and then it undergoes NIRDC administrative review, and then it goes through the financial and economic level potential review, and then it goes to the very high level final review panel, where the committee members are very high level government officers from legal, economic, financial, administrative and technological. So when it goes through all these, the applications get selected automatically. We have 6 different subject areas, like the technological area, food security area, which means agriculture, fisheries, livestock type. Then we have the environmental section, and then we have the science, education, health area. And then we have the social sciences too, art and culture, that area. And then 6th one is the open area, which can be anything. So that means we covered everything. And then in the first rounds, we got these selected through this stringent process. So what I was trying to say was the projects get selected based on the merit of the project. But we are very happy to say that, to answer your question, they were all very highly connected to the economic and social development of Sri Lanka. For example, we have child-friendly digital platform development project. And then we have another one for supercapacitor development from graphene and activated carbon, which is a natural resource in Sri Lanka. And then we have cinnamon extraction, new technology. And then we have the coconut oil, virgin coconut oil development project. And then we have a tea, artisan tea development connected to the tourism industry, innovative approach. And then we have voice-enabled internet development in Sinhala language, in Sinhala language, voice-enabled application. And then there are some energy drinks developed based on Kitul cola like. So those are from our natural resources. And then re-engineered new flat knit developments for the garment industry. And then soil activators for reduce the chemical fertilizers and then empower the farmers. So if you look at that list, they all happen to be very connected to utilize our unique resources, as well as very connected to the economic hotspots of our country.
So, Professor, we know that NIRDC goes beyond funding researchers and connecting them to investors. So, why was it important to design this support model?
Yes, actually, when we designed this unit, we wanted to have it in 3 ways. The first, actually, there are a lot of research has been nearly completed, 80-90%. So we want to give the gap filling funding and then bring it to the commercialization. That's easy to understand. And then there are actually finished research also, there are completed research. For that, we need investors to come and fund them, right? So that's the second part. Third part is when you have completed research, funding and everything, Still they have a lot of problems. The bureaucratic hurdles, when you go through all these procedures. In Sri Lanka, it's very, very difficult. There are a lot of procedures, approvals, so a lot of investors get stuck on those. So what our unit does is actually finding solutions for those. There are multiple actually very successful projects, like millions of US dollars worth projects have been stuck on various places, and we actually provided them solutions by intervening with different departments, supporting. So now these projects are moving forward. So it looks like very simple, but it's very, very effective, because that type of intervention is not done, they get stuck, maybe forever. So we do not only funding, but also we connect some of those projects with the investors as well. So they can come in and improve our research infrastructure, because they actually funding the projects that are completed, so they can also fund further in the further research developments as well.
Professor, when we look at the projects that have been selected, there seems to be a multi-sector approach, which can be clearly seen in the projects that have been selected. So they span from agriculture and energy, and there's digital inclusion also. So how are these researchers going to project and contribute to national development and economic resilience?
Absolutely. So Sri Lanka, the current government is focused on production economy. So the production economy needs value-added products and services. So the value addition comes from research. So there are so ways you can discuss, okay, we will improve the industry and all kinds of things, but the value-added products are coming from research. So if you look at this, even this funded research, I mentioned a list of them. They are actually developing products that are already valuable areas in our economy, right? So agriculture, tea, tourism, garment industry, all kinds of areas are already highly economic, valuable areas. So these projects come up with fitting into those areas. So we think we actually provide a big wave of support to these hotspots in the economy through the empowering the research-based product development, actually the value-added product development. So that's how it is connected to the economy. And also we develop further different areas. Now digital space, we have some supports, and also we are trying to bring up these natural resources as well for the value addition. So they can also open up new markets as well. So they all supported, all these coming from research and development. So new areas also going to be included into the economic benefit. We can increase the export products, and maybe some research actually help to reduce the cost that we spend on importing certain products, right? So those kind of things, still they all coming from research. So that is our hope. And again, we working on this interface between research and the commercialization. That's very critical for a country. Transforming research into the commercialized products. That's where we focus on this program.
So Professor, when we look at the projects that are now being selected, there seems to be a multi-sector approach in them. It's agriculture, it's energy to digital inclusion. All these sectors are represented in these researches. So how is this going to contribute to national development, and what do you think about this multi-sector approach specifically?
Okay, so again, I kind of gave some of the answers in the previous answer as well. Uh, for the production economy, we need the value-added products and services. That's what we are doing. So we want to actually further improve this. Improve means, as I mentioned, we already have projects that are connected to the current economic hotspots. That means the areas that are already valuable for Sri Lanka. Not only that, we can actually further find new areas, right? So for example, in the Western, the supplement market is really, really big. Already there are some small scale products are going on, but in West actually it's been predicted by 2030 about 430 billion worth area. So we have a lot of natural resources, natural products, supplements, so we can actually further improve that. And also energy production. There are so many areas we can add to our economy. Again, the key point is through research. So we can actually support this research and development to be transformed into the commercialized products or services. So even for the tourism industry, there are a lot of value-added service part we can improve, right? So like that, we can support the current major areas, but at the same time, we can open new areas, digital platforms. We already funded some of them in this round as well. So in the future, we really want to look at more and more new areas. We talk about the economy, but at the same time, it is important to look at the social development as well. So research and development is not only for certain areas, it actually belongs to the social sciences, art and culture, so many areas. So there are a lot of new developments can be seen in the art and culture as well, social sites as well. So we like to support those research and development because they also benefits the social development, not only the economical. And then thirdly, there are a lot of discussions about the environment. So in Sri Lanka, it's very, very important. So the sustainable environment also it's a very important topic. So there are a lot of discussions on those areas. For that also we can apply research and development. So we think if we empower this, not just to do simple basic research, but take that research into the final outcomes. So what are those? Commercialization, social benefits, sustainable environment, that type of real applications. We need to bring research into that final outcomes. So that's the future goal of these efforts.
So, Professor, so far in this interview that we discussed what NIRDC is and how it is going to contribute to our national goals. But I think the key term here is national research policy, which we should focus more on. So I need you to explain that a little bit more.
We talk about this NIRDC effort, which is specifically designed to support the research and development commercialization. So that's only one part of this big research and development sector in Sri Lanka. So we have actually under this government, we have developed research and development national policy. We have identified various weaknesses in this area. Research in Sri Lanka is scattered, not centrally managed. And also, like we discussed, not that support there to commercialize those research. And also the amount we contribute from the GDP is much less, so we need to improve that. And also there are so many issues for the researchers in Sri Lanka. So there are a lot of good researchers in Sri Lanka, there are a lot of good projects, but they need a lot of support. So considering all of those, we developed this National Research and Development Policy, which will go to the become an act soon. So The main idea about that is developing a centralized management unit that actually manage the entire R&D system in Sri Lanka. Currently, they are just broken into various ministries, institutes, like that. So in this central management body has 6 areas: policy development, national research prioritization, second division, third funding to that, and then the fourth actually monitoring and regulation, and then fifth commercialization, and then the sixth is knowledge distribution. So once this is handled, planned, meaning prioritize research and then fund and then commercialize, the same system, the same institutes, same universities can align with this plan, and then we can produce more focused research. I mean, we can do more focused research and produce much more commercializable products that are helpful for the economy and also social development and sustainable environment. So that's the kind of a very brief introduction about the policy that we are developing, and there are so many other issues also we are handling that researchers, university ecosystem, they face a lot of problems. So we are trying to resolve those problems also in the ground level. So that's about the research and development policy that we are planning to bring in soon.
Professor Gomika Udugamasooriya, Senior Advisor to the President on Science and Technology. Thank you for joining us today and for your time today. So this interview was brought to you by Lake House Digital, and we look forward to meet you with another insightful discussion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for inviting me for the discussion.